Hey everyone, Luke here, and welcome to the 4-year anniversary of Dr. Stone. Well, we've come a long way in 4 years. I mean, we've found out what the petrification is, where it originated. We've actually been there, and so far along the way, we've been petrified again, petrified again, petrified again, shot at. Yeah, it's kind of been an average of this series now, because it is the 4th-year anniversary. I would say cake, but unfortunately I don't have any cake with me, so grab a drink because you're gonna need it. Okay, so this will be chapter 189, titled Our Dr. Stone. Pretty awesome chapter title, although there is one thing about it that, well, not about the chapter title, nothing about that. There's one thing about the first few pages that I want to talk about in a second, but for starters, there is going to be, starting from today actually, they'll be doing a Dr. Stone popularity poll to celebrate the 4 years, 80 characters over the next month, so I'll probably trying my best to get in there, but of course you guys know who I'm going to vote for first. That's going to be Suika, then obviously Chrome, and Senku after that. I believe I said this at some point in the last video, but anyway, let's just get right into it. So, okay, so the chapter starts off with a colour page. Obviously, when you have a big chapter like this, you have the colour pages to celebrate it, as we see Kohaku lying on the ground, dying, quote unquote, because we don't know where exactly she was shot shot on her body by Stanley. So for all we know, she could actually survive. And I'm still gonna maintain by my belief that at least either the heart or the brain has to be functioning in order for them to actually survive this. But anyway, she goes on to say, "How strange! Even while staring down death, I find myself without a hint of fear. Yes, because I know I'm not alone. Senku and his people, Stanley and his people will be defeated by Senku's kingdom and the power of science." So I love this about Kohaku, like she's fully on board with Senku and fully believing in his commitment, which is what she's obviously relayed to Yoga, and how he came to actually be her aide in the battle in the last few chapters. Although there is one thing I want to talk about on this colour page, and it's Stanley here. Yep, he doesn't have his petrification mark. Okay, Boichi, I love you, but seriously, can you hire someone just to make sure that Stanley's petrification mark is always on him? Because this is like the second time in this arc that that's happened. Okay, we get the cover page, which shows them just all hanging out gangster style, and it has Senku, Tsukasa, Gen, Yukio, Ryusui, Hyoga, Luna, Kohaku, and right down there in the corner, little Suika just saying, "Hi, yeah, I'm here as well. Thanks for four years so far." So hopefully, fingers crossed, here's to at least 4 more years. So at least 8 years of this series. So fingers crossed for that. But anyway, moving into the actual chapter proper, we have Taiju trying to get the Medusa working by going 3,000 meters, 1 second, 3,000 meters, 1 second, but of course it's not working, and despite his best efforts, even as it's working, he's going 3,000 meters, 1 second. He's doing that so loud that it's actually cracking the surface that the Medusa is actually on, but not actually cracking the Medusa itself. As he's doing it with the shot cannon. He's actually doing it with the shot cannon and firing it down at the Medusa. Like, if you remember back in Stone Wars, where they had that shot cannon and Taiju just screamed into it, just blasted Tsukasa's forces back across the field during the 20-second battle. So it's kind of a homage here that he's doing, as Gen goes on to say, "The shot cannon is brutal. It even cracked the receiver," as Ryusui's going, "Once we get the device installed here, victory will be ours. However," and it cuts over to Chrome and Kazuki basically work with the diamond, and it's not actually working for them as they go. It's pure hell grinding them down while working these cracks, while working with these cracks in there on purpose, and they're running short on time. Time you're not going to have by the end of this chapter, as Chrome's demanded that Kohaku, Tsukasa, and Hyoga do whatever it takes to slow Stanley's gang down. Yeah, Chrome, you might want to get the tears ready based on what happened last time. We cut back over to Stanley's crew as Maya says, guess we've got to hand back and fix the transceiver. But Stanley has other ideas as he says, no, we're marching on, as they've worked out that the three strongest members of the as he calls it, the Junior Science Brigade have been played, and they've wiped them completely out. So now basically they are defenseless as we get them going. As we get them saying they knew scarring ahead was risky, but they played the Maya's hand anyway, and they're actually smart enough to figure out, yeah, that's kind of a little bit suspicious here. And they're like, and Science like, my battle instincts is what is telling me that this is all fishy. So so they aren't gonna give them any time, broken transceiver or not. We attack hard and fast as we see them heading out and announcing that they're going to be dust in the wind. And as Chrome and Kazuki are still working on the Medusa, Senku gets a little bit worried and a little bit suspicious here. I think he has it in the back of his mind that Kohaku, Hyoga, and Tsukasa have failed to stop Stanley. So that's kind of like what this expression on his face is kind of implies. Like, okay, they haven't returned yet, so obviously something bad has happened to them. So I guess I'm going to have to go with plan B, which is that he's going to send Luna out to be basically what he wanted Suika to be, but obviously because Suika's captured, she can't do that anymore. And Luna, in all her infinite wisdom, goes, sure, I'm up for the job, no complaints here, even I'm such a smooth operator, but why me? And Senku gives her a perfectly reasonable explanation that if they all get turned into statues and get smashed and they're missing the pieces, she can stitch them back together with her medical skills. And Ryusui actually agrees with this. Like, yeah, that's a pretty good plan, and he instructs Chelsea to go with her, to go and be her guide, get themselves far away and hidden. And Chelsea, despite having a really awkward look of like, are you sure about this, just simply goes, okay, okay. And I think at this point, like Pyjohn's mentioned in Discord, that at this point in this chapter he's given up on his idea of Chelsea being the villain, because yeah, at this point she would have revealed herself to be the villain, unless she's doing a yoga of what happened at the end of Stone Wars. Please don't do that again. After finding out that Luna has gone off to basically do Suika's job, we see Max getting all pissy about it and going, damn it, Carlos, why'd you let Miss Luna go? We're supposed to be her bodyguards. As we get this really ominous look from Carlos. Yeah, I don't trust it. Just like how Polyjumps didn't trust Chelsea. Yeah, I'm on to you, Carlos. Just gonna keep that in the back of my mind, for now. But anyway, moving on. As Chelsea and Luna are basically traversing the area, and Chelsea's going, "Let me navigate you. Geography's my thing, you know." And L. But before she can actually get her words out, she starts bawling her eyes out, and Luna's like, "What's wrong, Chelsea? Why are you?" And Chelsea lets out her true feelings about this whole situation. That she knows that she's a sorry mess, and all this freaking crying, she couldn't loll at herself, which is quite funny but also tragic at the same time. As she reiterates that the four of them are bound, as Yukio finds the group, and the four of them are bound, and the scouts were meant to slow down the march, but he sees no sign of Hyoga, Tsukasa, and Kohaku, meaning that he's come to the same realization as Senku, that all of them are actually have actually failed. Now I literally said Chelsea then because it kind of like just comes a little bit out of nowhere. Like it just cuts directly to Yukio as we're focusing on Chelsea and Luna. But anyway, going back to Chelsea, she reiterates that everyone already knows that the device won't get finished in time. precision crafting that diamond. It's too freakishly tough. Karsuki and Chroma are making the cut, so even if they are giving it their all until times runs out, they know you and I can't fight. They wanted to get us all, get us away, and survive if nothing else. And we just see this wholesome moment from Chelsea as she's bawling her eyes out. Now, my theory is that the device is going to go off and it's going to petrify everyone. But again, Stanley is not going to get petrified. It's going to be up to if I can find it where I actually put it in Discord. Let me go up. Go down. Oh, I hate when this happens. Okay, I'm just gonna say it now. Like everyone's gonna get petrified except for Stanley. It's gonna be up to Ginru, Matsukasa, Chelsea, Luna, Suika, and Francois. Those six to actually figure out a way to actually combat him and actually take him down, not with guns but with like tactical traps to actually trap him and capture him, and then obviously petrify him, because even though I don't want Stanley to be petrified, I want him to be taken out in a more unique way. At this point, he's too dangerous to be left to his devices. Which makes him going on about Stanley, which makes him a much more legitimate threat than someone like Tsukasa or Ibara, because them two are more like Tsukasa was more like, I'm just gonna sit back, relax. Oh, Senku's alive, right? It's time to get serious. Whereas Ibara was more like playing the long game, or playing it once on the battlefield. Stanley is just like, I'm just gonna go in there, guns blazing, just shooting everyone just to get Xenu back, which makes him a much more intimidating villain. The fact that if he's willing to put his gun at a child, then you know that shit gets real with him. As Luna overhears what Chelsea is saying, she immediately starts freaking out and saying, no, Senku, Carlos, Max, everyone, they're going to die for real this time. No way. And I just love how much she's sipping for Senku, to the point that Senku was the first one that came to her head. But, of course, before they can even make their way back to the group, we see Stanley's group has already arrived, and it's just throwing grenades at Super Alloy City. And Gen is freaking out now. It's like, how did Stanley and his people arrive so quickly? That's an interesting point, and it makes you wonder how fast Stanley actually is as a character. Taiju goes on to say, this just means I've got to hold them back until the science team finishes time. Every last second I buy counts big time. They'll never finish it in the midst of all of this. This is where we get Stanley reiterating his demands for this actual group. He's like, I'll say it again, so you don't start feeling sorry for those science brats. They're holed up in there with a hostage, so we've got to tear down their walls, shoot to kill everyone but Xenu. Show no mercy. Yeah, remember when I was saying Stanley was a legitimate threat because he pointed a gun at Suika? This just takes it to a whole new degree where he's like, show no mercy. It's like, as soon as you see someone that's not Xenu, kill them. But of course, we get Charlotte to... PyCham's actually brought this up with her going, ... Roger that. Again, this could kind of mean that she's kind of a bit hesitant because Suika did actually save her and she's a member of the Kingdom of Science, so maybe she's being a little bit more hesitant. And I feel like Stanley is going off the rock here because he's so close to getting Xenu back that he's like, I don't care how we do it, we are getting Xenu back, whatever it takes. If we have to kill them to get him back, we're gonna kill them, no matter what. Which is kind of understandable on his part. Like, he's so close to that goal, like he's just going to throw everything at them until they're actually lying dead, battered and beaten, and they're not, and he's able to get Xenu back and able to go back to Corn City and probably kill the rest of the Kingdom of Science. And this is further where Taiju just takes the full brunt of like one of the grenade explosions and is like, quote unquote, dead at this point. And again, he's freaking out, great, dear Taiju, and he thinks Taiju is actually kidding. It's like, you can't prank me. Aren't you meant to be invisible? No matter what abuse you take, you always pop right back up. Isn't that right, dear Taiju? Okay, I've got to say it right now. if Boichi and Inagaki do not chicken out and actually kill off some of the major characters in this series, I'll love them even more. Now that we've had this chapter, the two that I think are most viable are Hyuga and Taiju. For a number of reasons, because their characters, like, people like them. People like Taiju and Hyuga. There's no denying that, but they never really rank. Actually, let me just pause for a second, go and actually check their rankings. Okay, so here we go. In the first Japanese popularity poll, Hyuga was ranked 7th and Taiju was ranked 10th. In the second one, it was... where was Taiju? Yeah, Taiju was number 13, so his rank went down. And keep in mind, I'm going off this off the wiki. Hyuga was ranked 20th. In the USA popularity poll, Taiju ranked 7th, and Hyuga didn't rank in that one. And in the second one, Taiju again ranked 7th, Hyuga didn't rank again, and in the favourite Dr. Stone characters anime only, Taiju ranked 9th, and favourite Dr. Stone character manga only, Taiju ranked 10th, Hyuga didn't rank in that one. Favourite Kingdom of Science member, manga only viewers, Taiju ranked 8th in that one. Favourite Ishigami, oh right, he won't be in that one, the Ishigami Village one. Favourite Tsukasa Kingdom, Taiju ranks 4th and Hyuga ranks 5th. Okay, so for the most part, they rank in the top 10, but at the same time, they're nowhere near as popular as like someone like, say, Gen, Chrome, or Senku. So, and I don't know where they're actually going to rank in this 4-year anniversary popularity poll, but okay, so they're well liked by a lot of people, but not on the same level as, say, like I said, like Senku or Chrome. So if them two were to be the ones that died, I think they could actually get away with it. For not only the impact of the story, I actually let's see what we actually put in the Discord server. Damn it, I hate it when that happens with Discord. Oh, come on. Help me. Yeah, Pyjam said, like, with the excess of death, I almost feel like everyone will return. And I agree with that, but I still see Hyuga and Taiju being the ones to die, because I feel their deaths will be impactful, but it wouldn't make too many people angry. They'd still be impactful, but I think they could actually get away with it. Taiju's especially, because he was initially introduced as one of the main characters, and he's been around as like sort of like a major secondary character since, but initially introduced in the first chapter. So if they killed off someone that's been there right from the beginning, that would have amazing impact, and it would also be tragic as well, because Yuzuriha wouldn't be able to actually be confessed to by Taiju if he was one to actually die. So that would be a tragic way to end that relationship. The fact that he never really officially got the chance to actually confess her feelings, and it would have a great impact on the ramifications of the Kingdom of Science, because I feel like after this they'll be a little bit more cautious moving forward. And I feel like Senku, because Taiju is his best friend, like his official best friend, he would probably go through like some major character growth here of like, am I worthy of the Kingdom of Science? Am I worthy to be the leader of the Kingdom of Science if I can't even save people of my own group, and if I can't save my best friend? And I could see him actually snapping at some of the characters, like Suika. She could actually come and comfort Senku, and he'd probably be like, "Oh, what do you care, Suika? You only had one job." And I could actually see that completely happening. So whether that will happen, that remains to be seen. But for now, let's get back to the review. Going back to the review, as Ryusui is guarding Sinu and looking for cover, Sinu goes, "It's Science Kingdom versus Science Kingdom. This battle for this world comes to a close at last. As you can plainly see, no one on this earth can possibly stop Stanley at this point, because he knows full well that Senku will never join our science or rule the world. As such, Senku's fate is death or lifelong imprisonment. If only you would come to your senses, then perhaps some of you might live. And in these panels, Sinu looks like he's on the verge of tears, because I think he generally came to respect the Kingdom of Science for what they're actually doing, and I feel like he's probably disappointed in Stanley that Stanley's actually taken this far. Like he says here, that no one on this earth can possibly stop Stanley at this point. Like, he's probably saying, like, Stanley is too far gone at this point. He knows Senku's not going to join our group, and he wants Senku dead to get me back. But at the same time, he could possibly be, and he's saying to them, like, if you only just come to your senses and just surrender and give me back, then some of you can get out of this alive. So he's probably carrying a little bit of guilt of himself for actually getting people killed that didn't actually need to be killed in the first place. But at the same time, I feel like he's disappointed in Stanley for actually taking it to this insane degree, and it's going to be interesting to see what kind of conversation they have moving forward. But hey, that's just my theory on what's going to be happening with Sinu and Stanley moving forward at this point. But Ryusu goes on to say, "Ha ha, a little tack, Senku at Sinu. Who said it was all over, huh? Hanging on for an extra second means another step forward, and 2 seconds gives us two steps. Senku and his Kingdom of Science will keep moving forward towards a future full of science. Oh, did you forget, Dr. Sinu, how the essence of science is all about carving a path to the future, one painstaking step at a time? Am I wrong? Doesn't matter who we lose along the way, because in the end we stand triumph. We'll all be stoned before we're saved, thanks to the science of the future, thanks to Dr. Stone." Now, I thought he was going to say our Dr. Stone, but yeah, from what I could tell here, it looks as though Ryusu was actually going to shoot himself before a grenade or something actually got him. Or did he actually shoot himself? I'm going to leave you up to this, guys, because the gun's like that, pointing at something, and then in the very next part we see Ryusui getting shot there. So did he actually pull the trigger on himself, or? I just want to know what you guys actually think. What you actually think about that. But if he pulled the trigger on himself just to buy Senku some time, that is a mother flipping boss of a move. And the chapter ends with the science lab getting destroyed, Senku retrieving Kazuki, and all of the diamonds, or quote unquote all of the diamonds, being destroyed. And that's where the chapter ends. So what a blast to start the fourth year off. Or to start the fourth transition to the fourth to the fifth year of Doctor Stone. What a blast! Now, a couple of little things. Are all the diamonds destroyed? Because yeah, that just seems like a little bit too much for coincidence. And that Ryusui was more than confident that this wasn't over for them. So either Chrome has the diamond on him, or they're somehow gonna get the diamond from Corn Sea. Somehow, I don't know, but they're gonna get something from Joel possibly, or they're probably gonna find out some sort of information. But again, I still think, and Polyjohn's brought this up, that this could tie back into Chrome's suggestion about, hey, we're going to throw the revive fluid up in the air and then bring it back down, or the drip of the revival fluid. That's probably going to come into play at some point. But yeah, pretty awesome chapter. Really intense moments, but also just utterly depressing, because a lot of the characters are like dropping like flies now, and with Stanley there, it's going to get even more intense. But anyway, guys, what did you think of this chapter? Let me know. Like, subscribe, comment, all that jazz. But before I go, my thoughts on the arc as a whole. I'm loving it so far. It has been a little bit slow. Not gonna lie, it has been a little bit slow. It's slow in places, and not much to say about certain events. But the parts that made up for it really made up for it. The future stealth shit, the period of Medusa, this climax, just escaping Stanley. That's all been a hell of a fun. And yes, like I said, it's been slow in places, but looks like it's about to heat up, and I could see this going on, like I said, until chapter 200. I could definitely see it ending there. But anyway, guys, like I said, like, subscribe, comment, all that jazz. Let me know what you think, and this will be Lashaluk signing off. Later, guys.